My name is Drew Ippoliti. Everyone calls me Drew. I grew up around in and around the city of Boston, and now I'm making art pretty much as a full-time profession. I teach a little, I tour and I lecture and talk to students about the possibilities for art making and some contemporary views on where we see the crafts specifically inside of art. I think even as a young person, I was drawn to art for a number of reasons. Probably the biggest was that it seemed like it didn't have as many rules. And I guess being older now, I see it as the structure or the hierarchy in art making was very different to that of, say, what an accountant has to do, or even an engineer. I mean, an engineer does engage with the creative side of things, but their job for safety reasons is in fact to make sure that their work meets a number of paradigm restrictions, whereas in the arts that's not the case. The arts is much more free form, and I think that's what draws everyone to it, that creative side of it. And I've always liked the fact that it engages with people. I mean, most of my work is in the studio, but then there's a time where I'm out and I'm talking to the public, I'm meeting people who are interested in art or prospectively interested in the ideas surrounding what I'm making. So in that way, art making is an important way for me to engage in a way that is comfortable with the community. It's actually a perfect example of the things I'm always talking about. Is like, it's a broom, but it doesn't look anything like the sort of broom that we would use. So I've created a sort of parasitic or symbiotic topper for it, which will go on here. And what it does is it will eventually create a broom that is a decorative object, so it's like a broom stand and a broom at the same time. Even right now, when we're in something like a museum setting, we're covering this very wide descriptor of art that moves from cultural object from Egypt or China or Japan on up to something that is very American, postmodernist, hyper-realist, any other words that you can throw at a painting or something like that. And I like art as a wide spectrum. So I hope the future can see art as things that mix but bring information in the same way. And in that way, I think art can continue to be really interesting just from taking from as many sources as it possibly can. That would be the art world I'd say.